Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and you know what time it is. It's time for another Paper Pumpkin by Stampin' Up, and it's the Frights and Delights September 2018 Paper Pumpkin. So cute with the, I'll just show you, you've probably all seen it, but the little bags, goodie bags. So I thought this is really cute, it's just I probably won't ever use all those goodie bags. So I wanted to make some cards to give some alternate ideas. And I tried really to stay with just stuff in the kit. There's a few things that I added, and I tried to stay with pretty plain colored cardstocks just so that hopefully everybody's got, you know, most of this stuff. So for this first card, I'm just using 8.5 by 5.5 piece of white cardstock, and then I cut a piece of just purple, and I don't know exactly what this purple is because it's just in my stash. Like I've said before, I'm not a demonstrator and I don't have all the colors, so it's just purple, but I know that Stampin' Up, judging by the spooky, it's pretty close, so that's kind of what I was going for. This piece of purple is 4 by 5.25. I don't know if you can see that, but it's 4 by 5.25. So I was just going to stick this one down on here, and just a flat, no dimensionals or anything on this piece. This kit is super cute. I love Halloween stuff anyway, but I've actually been doing Halloween videos. If you've been watching my channel, you'll know that, but I know a lot of people tune in for just my paper pumpkin stuff, and then don't always watch everything else because that's just not what they're interested in. So, but I've been doing some Halloween videos, so if you are interested, check those out, because it's just that time of the year. So, alright, so that one's just going to go on there. And this is one piece of paper that I did use that is, it's a thinner weight cardstock. It's not very thick. It just has the black and white diamonds, and I'm thinking you can probably find this at, like, you know, Joann's or Michael's or something like this. It might not be exact, but, or if you just have any printed cardstock, if you do have some of the Stampin' Up printed papers, then you can definitely use those. So, oh, I didn't measure this one. Sorry about that. This one is 3 inches by 4, 3 by 4. So that was an easy one. And this one I'm just going to stick down. Oops, you know what I did? I've messed up already. See how I am? So let's try to lift this a little bit, because I wanted to put, you know what, I'm not going to do that because it's really stuck. I'll just clip this and not worry about it. So let me stick this. Sorry about that. It'll still work, just be a little bit different. This is going to go right here, kind of centered. And I'm just using Aleene's tacky glue, but you could use Tombow or the glue dots that come with it, or dimensionals, you know, whatever you like to do. This is just an idea. So I get that stuck on there good. I'm going to trim this now. This is one of the tags that comes with the kit. I was going to just wrap it around the side and, you know, under the purple. But since I already messed that up, I'm just going to trim it, which either way, it doesn't really matter. You can trim these too. You don't have to wrap them around like that. And I already put a couple of glue dots here because I was just going to kind of put it like this on there. And let's see, I've got the pumpkin. I'm going to do that with dimensionals so that it pops up a little bit, since I didn't cut it the right way. I think it'll look cute popped up a little bit. So maybe it was a good thing. These dimensionals are a little bit bigger, which I like, because as you have seen, I fumble and fumble with the other ones, which can be very aggravating. I hope everybody is doing well and enjoying their weekend. It's cooled off here quite a bit. It's almost cold today. I mean, it just feels that way after it's been so hot. So, and then I took one of the bags and I just cut it open, and then I cut a piece out of it with pinking shears. Sorry, drew a blank there for a minute. So it gives it that nice rough edge. And that's what these little glue dots are on here for. So I'm just going to take those off. And put this on here. And hopefully, because they're just glue dots, you're not going to see them a whole lot. You might kind of see a shine in there, but I don't think it's a huge problem. And then these pumpkins come with this little shiny piece. I noticed you got to kind of wipe them off a little bit because mine were a little bit dusty, and I don't know if anybody else's were, but anyway, you just wipe them off and then they're shiny again. They almost look like they're scratched, but they're not. And so you have to put some glue dots down to get them to stick. And you'll notice there's this bumpy edge right here, and there's the bumpy edge on the pumpkin. So you're just going to take them and match it up and go like that. And then that way he looks like he's glowing in the dark. Okay, and he's just going to kind of sit up there. But first, because I am not thinking today, I forgot to put this on. So I'm just going to do it like this. Cheating. Sorry about that again. I don't know what my dilemma is. I'm not thinking today. Having one of those days, I guess. And I'm going to go through one more time. Sorry about that. I was going to wrap it beforehand, and I just messed myself up with the whole not doing it right the first time, you know, not putting it around the purple. So, oops. If you're smarter than I am, you'll do this ahead of time. Wrap it around and then you won't have that problem. Okay, and I'm going to go one more time, much to your chagrin, I know, but I just wanted it to be, you know, kind of layered there. And this twine comes in the kit. There's all kinds of goodies. And those bags are super cute. I just know that I wouldn't ever use that many of them. If my kids were still little in grade school, I would, because that would be a great thing to do for like a classroom or something like that when you've got to give that stuff out. But they're bigger now and they might take a couple to their friends, but that'll probably be it. So, sorry. This wouldn't have been so painful had I done it right the first time. There we go. I just kind of wanted to make a little X there for some interest, just so it's not, you know, both layers go in the same direction kind of thing. And I'm just going to do a little bow. And it would probably have turned out better had I done it ahead of time, but I didn't. So, see, you can always fix it. It doesn't have to be a huge problem and start over kind of thing. You just gotta work with it until you get it the way you want it. That one just wants to twist, so I will try to fix that later. But anyway, so a little bow right there. And then I'm going to put him on dimensionals since I put this piece on dimensionals. Alright, he's going to go right there. Then also in the kit there's these stickers that are phrases. There's boo and spooky, or eek and boo and spooky. So I'm just taking this off. This one is sticky, so I can stick it right down here at the bottom. And that's one card. Just an alternate idea for that one. And then the next one I'm going to do is this one, and I need to do a little more stamping. I didn't want to do all of it, you know, off camera. I just don't want you to have to sit there and watch me do the whole thing. So I'm going to choose the bat. There's a little tiny bat in this, and I just did eek all over the place, and so I just wanted, you know, a little something else on there. And I just kind of turned it this way and that way. And I noticed this ink pad is really wet right now, and you can see I've stamped it off a couple times. So I did get some bleeding, but it kind of is a cool effect for this because, you know, it gives you that eerie look. So these bats, I'm just doing this way and that way. And I know that I'm putting something about here, so I'm going to try to go this way a little bit more, and you may be like, why'd you put it all the way over there? But that's why, because I have something else I'm putting right. So I want to make sure there's a little something to look at everywhere. And make sure you hang your designs off a little bit sometimes when you come to the edges, you know, like I did that one there. It just makes it look more like a whole printed piece of maybe cardstock would be or something, and sometimes I even go up and do like this kind of a thing just so that it looks complete. It doesn't look like you're missing spots. Alright, so for this one I went kind of old school and I used my really old crimping machine. I don't even know if you guys have seen these, but you just put a piece of paper in there and turn it and it crimps the paper. And then I took my bone folder and laid it down and ran it over it to kind of flatten it out a little bit. I didn't want it super crimped like it ends up. It shortens it quite a bit. So, and then this is just that creepy cloth that you can get right now, or it's called Halloween gauze on this one. I think I got this at Michael's, I'm not sure, but yeah, you can get it everywhere right now because people like hang it in their house and stuff. You can even get like big pieces like this, so just be on the lookout for that. And I sewed it, you can see the stitches here a little bit better, with a zigzag stitch there, and I'm going to just glue it right on here. And I'll probably mostly put the glue right down this stitch, it just holds pretty good that way. A little bit in the corners, just so it stays down. Because I don't want the creepy cloth to glue underneath it. And then I'm just gonna do this kind of thing, lay it out. I'm not setting it down yet. I just wanted to make sure that creepy cloth is not underneath. And then I'm just lining it up kind of end to end. So it's like a strip down it. And this creepy cloth is going to hang out a little, and I might trim a little bit of that. It's a little bit long here. And if you don't want to use the creepy cloth, you know, you could just do the orange strip down it. Or if you don't want to crimp it, you could just, you know, you don't have to do that. You do what you want to do. Okay, so there's that. And then I did a black circle and a yellow circle. I have those old Creative Memory circle cutters like this, so I can cut pretty much any size circle that I want. So that's what I used, but I know there's all kinds of things out there now that do that. So I'm sure you could just use, you know, if you have a die cut that'll cut plain circles, that would work too. So, because they're just, and I'm going to put it about here. And I can see already I need another little bat right there. See, so that's the kind of thing I look for. So I'll put another one right there. And then this one I'm going to put on dimensionals. And this is just yellow. And I cut it just a little bit smaller than the black one. Not a lot, just a little. And I thought I saved out an eek, but I didn't. So I'll get one out. And I don't want to put it directly in the middle. I kind of want to come closer over to this side. I just like the way it looks. There's no specific reason. I just like that thicker part right there. I need one of these stickers. And I'm going to put the bat, I think I'm going to put him on dimensionals too. And I knew I needed two. They're stuck together. Is that going to show? Yes. Don't want it to show beyond his wings there, so the whole table's going to be covered in little white circles or octagons, whatever they are. And I'm kind of putting him up high because I want this eek to go on the lower part, kind of down here. And I'm going to take it close. I want it on this black a little bit too. I'm going to take it down a little bit more even. And touch the black over into the yellow. So there's that one. I know my color in here is kind of weird today because it's stormy outside. It's all gray and cloudy, and so I've got on some lights so I've got some weird shadows and stuff, so sorry, but it's just yellow and black, and this is just orange, and I know Stampin' Up! Has all those colors, so there's that one. And then I did one more. So again, I used the white cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and then this black piece I cut at 5 by 3 3/4, 5 by 3 3/4. And then I used my circle dies to cut circles out of this again, and I know this looks like a big mess because it kind of is right now. And then I tried to cut this in my die cut, you know, like a circle. I don't know why I was thinking I had to have a circle of this, because you don't have to have a circle. This is the bag. It's the one with the spider webs, and I know that's hard to tell right now. Can you see on here? See the spider webs on it? And so the first one I tried to cut, you know, the circle, and that just did not work in a die cut. So, and then I'm like, why? You just need a square. So just cut a square of it is all you need to do, and then when you turn it over like this, it will show through. And there is a little line in there, but it's not really noticeable when you put it down on the paper. So I'm going to put a little glue. Actually, do I want to? I need this because I'm going to mess up again. I'm going to do pop dots on this. Or dimensionals, sorry. And then this is going to go over the top. And I'm not going to glue it down again and mess up like I did on the first card. So I'll try to do it right this time. Except I'm thinking that dimensional might be in the way now, but we'll see in just a second. So this is again one of the tabs that comes with the card or the kit, and I'm just going to put it right about there, and that dimensional is of course in the way a little bit, so I'm just going to lift it up a little, put some glue on this. And just do like that. And line it right up at the top so that when it folds over it's not a, you know, a weird bend or something. And this is a disaster on the back, look at that. But it looks pretty good on the front, so. Alright, did I take, yep, I took all this, okay. So see, on the front, that's what it's going to look like. So this is just going right down onto the white, all white. Oh, there is another thing I want to do. I can't remember anything today, guys. I apologize. But I found these after the fact, after I did that. I think that's why I'm forgetting. I was thinking I wish I had a little spider, and sure enough, in the kit there is a couple little spiders. So what I'm going to do is kind of get an idea where I want to put them. So right about there for the top one. And this is the ink from the kit, which is basic gray. Right about there. And then, yeah, you'll be able to see them. And then that one I want right about there. I'm just eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect, because as long as you're in that circle, you're going to be able to see the spider. And there's, I think, even littler spiders, so let me see if I can find it, because that would be kind of fun to do, just like a few little tiny creepy spiders. I touch this one lightly because it kind of gets messed up easy. Especially because this ink pad, like I said, is really wet. I don't know if you'll be able to totally see all those, but I think it'll work. It's my head in the camera. I'm sorry, I did that a few times yesterday. I can't seem to keep my head out of the camera. Let's do 3 up there. So then when I take this and I place it down, oh, I put this on, these on just with some tape. So that's all you have to do to hold it on there. I mean, you could glue it on, but I just don't know that it'll stay real great with glue. So I just use some tape to hold them down. Let's see here. I'm just going to kind of line it up to get it centered. I've got something on there, probably glue, right? Okay. So see, you can see the spiders in there. Alright, and then I've got the ghost. And I put little glue dots on him too because I'm going to put, there's silver, shiny silver stuff to go behind him as well. It's just a little circle of it, and make sure you wipe it off because it's kind of dusty. And then when you set it on, he looks like his eyes are glowing. That kind of bugs me that that is there, but not all I can do about it right now. And I just cut a little snippet of the creepy cloth, and it's kind of folding in the middle, but that's okay because I'm just going to put a little glue in the middle of that orange and set it on there. And it can hang off and do whatever. And then I'm going to put some glue on the back of the ghost. He's going to set right on there. And even if you didn't do these cards, it would be kind of fun to get some of the creepy cloth and use it even with the little those little gift bags or treat bags, whatever you want to call them. And then I'm taking the boo, and the boo isn't purple like the other 2 words, it's the shiny silver color. So it looks good on this black. And I'm just kind of doing it askew like that. And I will get a little smudge eraser thing and get rid of that. But there's that one. Just want to make sure everybody can see it. So the spider web bag see-through part, and then there's this one. And then our first one, which didn't turn out too bad even though I messed up a lot. Alright, so I hope you guys have a great day, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. Bye-bye now.